cousin Halstead was a very nervous lad. He was unusually excitable and easily upset. He would surely always catch a cold more easily than others. He invariably sat in draughts or fell asleep uncovered. When he took ill, he had attacks of fever in the night. And when Halstead had the horrors, it was quite an awful sight. I had many a grapple with him on the darkened stairs. He imagined fighting for his life with Indians and bears. In his disordered fancies he would run about the house, screaming murder, knocking over lanterns, foaming at the mouth. One night he assaulted grandmother in her dressing gown, until Addison and Theodora had to hold him down. Of sneezing shortly after noon. Then grandmother would give him tea and send him to his room. By evening he would be huddled hot and feverish, all wrapped up deep in comforters, surrounded by hot bricks. In the morning light a tepid bath with Epsom salts awaited, followed by a rub-down with crash towels which he hated. When Halstead had the horrors and the panic in his eyes, he would wake up all the farmhouse with his terrifying cries. And on these nights grandmother gave me the unenvied chore of standing in the hallway holding on to barricade his door. In spite of all his pleading I would hold him till he tired. To rid him of his sickness Halstead must freely perspire. Squire said this was the worst he'd ever seen. Somebody must go at once to send for Dr. Green. I hurried through the village on a wild midnight ride, but by the time we got back to the house the horrors had subsided. Poor Halstead. It was hard to make him realize that there is no surer way of catching a bad cold than to sit or lie where the wind blows in and cools one side of the body more than the other.